Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flex here with a review, much long-awaited review, for Eega the Fly. This is one of S.S. Rajamouli's films, and when I was tracking down his films after seeing RRR, this is the one that intrigued me the most. However, I had no access to watching it. But luckily, Netflix just dropped it on their service stateside at the beginning of the year. So I finally got a chance to see this movie. And like all of S.S. Rajamouli's films, the highlight of the film is action. He shoots action spectacularly. He is really unrivaled in the modern era with how he shoots his action. And I appreciated that from front to back. What I found interesting about the film is how it is at once both incredibly self-serious while also being ludicrously tongue-in-cheek. It walks both worlds completely unironically, and I think that only works because it is framed around a frustrated father trying to tell his child a bedtime story, and he's making it up on the fly. The plot of this film is a man who is hopelessly in love with a woman who is always shirking his advances, only to discover that she really has been into him the whole time and has just been playing proverbially hard to get. But there is a evil man who also has his eyes on her, and when he notices that her eyes are for the other man, he has him murdered. But he gets reincarnated as a fly, committed to the vengeful act of murdering his murderer. And first he has to convince Bindu, his would-be girlfriend, to join him on his journey to slay the man, which is made even harder because he is a little fly. And it's just such a wicked, weird movie. The biggest problem of which is it takes a long time to get into. It's about 50 minutes before the movie really kicks into high gear, and for a 2-hour and 13-minute movie, that is a lot of runtime that you have to sit through that is kind of bland. However, once it becomes an action movie and a vengeance story of the Fly trying to take on his killer from his human life, the movie does kick off pretty well, and I like how they're trying to come up with ways to organically kill this man, and when they can't do it, just annoy the hell out of him like a fly do. The fly itself is a little too small. It does have some scaling issues. I would have made him a little bit bigger. But one of the things I really enjoyed is there's a training montage, Rocky style, where he's like lifting weights, or what weights would be to a fly, and learning how to be a superhero. I said in my review for RRR that I would like to see S.S. Rajamouli maybe tackle something in the MCU. This was before I had seen or discovered any of his other works, and this is probably the closest we'll get to a superhero film in the sense, in the traditional, Western sense. But I enjoyed the film, by and large. I was a little reluctant with the first half, but it comes together really well, and I liked the climactic two battles pretty well. They were really, really good. Loki, stop it! My cat's trying to annoy my dog. You might hear barking in a second. Anyway, so there you have it. I give the movie 3 stars. It's not my favorite Rajamouli film, but you can really see how he is growing into the filmmaker that would eventually make the Bahubali films and RRR. He is learning his craft and honing it with such incredible skill, while also being able to land humor, some of which probably doesn't translate well stateside, but what does hit pretty hard. I did chuckle and laugh out loud a couple times when I was definitely supposed to. And when he's being serious and dramatic, he can hit those marks as well. But it's action, man, that's where he's at, and this is a fun little light action film that you could probably show to a younger audience to introduce them to his visual style before he gets like incredibly boldly violent as he would with the Bahubali films. Or Triple R for that matter. But I like this movie, it's really good. I'm gonna end with my last complaint and last moment of hype. Last complaint, after the shockingly poignant conclusion of the film, there is a little scene on with motorbikes on the motorway that did not play for me at all. I absolutely actively hated that scene, did not need to be there. And I was like, oh, why end it on such a terrible scene? I hate this. And even like the director's credit flies up right at the end of that, and I was like, ugh, poor choice, bro. But then he recoups by having the cutest little dance number by the little digital fly that kind of redeemed that sourness of the movie. Anyway, I like this film. I give it 3 stars. And check out, if you haven't, some of his other films. Eega is great. Eega the Fly is on Netflix, but watch Bahubalis, both of which are on Netflix, and Triple R, which is one of my favorite movies of 2022. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Peace.